Hi, it's Sylvia from sylviasartandjewelry.com and Babes Art Class. I'm going to finish up the Cornucopia today. It's coming out beautiful. This is part 3. And I did put in the actual Cornucopia, the brown part. And it's just, I used the dark brown. And like I said, it's like a big circle. The fruit are in, fruit and vegetables are in. And then the back part of the cornucopia is like a triangle shape but turned up. So think of a triangle shape turned up. Then you just create the little ribs in it. Put some lighter brown in the ribs and a little white to accent it. And so pretty much done with the fruit and the vegetables. I think it looks beautiful. I'm going to put in a grassy area at the bottom with some hay. I always think of hay in the fall. Then I'm going to put in a background, and when I'm done, I'm going to put in some sprigs of wheat to finish off the painting, but I don't want to put it in yet because I'm just going to cover it up with the background color. So for this grass, I wanted a kind of a natural green. So I mixed some sap green with the tiniest amount of black and brown, tiny amount, because they'll take over your color, especially the black. And I also put a little white in there because I didn't want it to look like a color out of a bottle or a tube, you know, like super bright. I wanted to look more earthy. And that's the secret to making earthy colors. You can mix in a little brown, black, white. Because green right out of the bottle is definitely very bright and in your face. So mixing colors is actually really fun. You can mix dark colors. Instead of using black, you can mix a sap green with a dark blue, a Prussian blue, or whatever blue you have. And some brown. And you'd be surprised the gorgeous, rich, dark tone you get. Here's some green. I'm gonna just brush a little white into it. It's a little dark just to break it up. Then I'm not going to add the hay yet because I'm going to do this background first on top. So on top, I'd like to put a nice warm, kind of goldish tone. So I have some yellow ochre and some white. I'm going to start up the top. And I got a little green mixed in there, that's just fine. Let there be some streaky white in there too. And when you're putting in a background like this, you can just go side to side, long strokes. And I'm going to actually run a little bit of this through the grass too. I'm going to go close to the shape. And then I'm going to cut in with a smaller brush. I don't want to paint over what I've already done. And I may have to go back in and put in like the strands of the corn, etc. So let's take the smaller flat brush and we'll cut in and you don't have to go as fast as I do. You do your own pace. And if you want to do different fruits, it's your painting, you're the artist, and you do what you want to do. I always want my students to be creative. You know, if they feel that they want to do something different, if they want to vary what I've done. I'm going to be putting in sprigs of wheat here and here and hay down here. So let's run a little bit of this gold through there. When you do something like this, what it does is it helps tie your painting together. If you carry a color through, okay, so we have that. Then I'm going to bring a little bit of green up in here, because I think that kind of looks pretty. And on this side too, just gives it a little bit of interest. To tie in the colors. I like the green in there. I'm going to put a little more in. Yeah, you look at your painting and you decide what you want to do with it. And you can always experiment. If you don't like it, you cover it up. So next I'm going to do the hay. And I'm mixing just some brown and white, and I put a little bit of the gold in there. I'm going to pick up that color and white at the same time. And this looks a bit too white, so I'm going to, yeah, that's a good color there. And just kind of go back and forth. strands coming down from the bottom, going off to the sides. And I wouldn't overlap it up into the cornucopia though. So there's the hay. And we're just going to kind of go under the fruits and vegetables. Okay. And I'm also going to put in a few darker brown. Different shades of one color always help. A dark, medium, and a light. Whenever you're going to use 3 shades of a color, or even if you're just drawing, the 3 shades are going to make it look more realistic. Bring it to life. Okay, that's about a little more down here. Definitely want a little more down here. Coming down. And then you evaluate it. Do you like the way it's looking? Does it need some little white highlights like I'm doing now? Do you need some more darks? You just look at it and see what you like. And you can always try something, like I said. Just cover it up if you don't like it. The nice thing about acrylic painting is that you just let it dry for a few minutes. You can paint right over it. Oil painting's a little different. You need to let it dry. I'm just going to pull up some strands of green. So it looks like it's on grass. When you do this, you want your brush to be fairly dry. And you can do this as much or as little as you want by adding grass and more texture. And now I'm just going to go into the sky And with a fairly dry brush, I'm going to brush in some white. And the way you get a dry brush is you just press it into a paper towel. You know, if your brush seems a little too wet. And I'm just going to brush in some white for a highlight. I have the green in the background, and I'm also putting in some streaks of white. Oh, I forgot the, yeah, we got to put in the little strands of wheat. So I have a little bit of the straw color and white on my brush, and I'm just going to do little dabs back and forth. You can do a center line first if you want. You can make it go in different directions. And I'm going to put some down here. You're just basically tapping the canvas with your brush to get this effect. Just tap, 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 tap. That one, yeah, that can stay dark. It's in the background. I'll put another one in here. And there you have it. I'll put another one here. And one more step. Can't help myself. Just gonna put a little stem because they're on a stalk. So we'll put the stalk in. And I'm going to put in the little strands back on the top of the corn. And I could work on this thing forever, just adding more details. This ear of corn down here is getting a little bit lost in the background, so it needs a little bit of some outline under there with some brown or whatever color you want to use, but needs a little help standing out. And I would call it done. Always sign your name in the bottom right hand corner, and if you only want to do your initials, that's fine. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you try it, and also watch for art courses I'm going to be teaching. So bye for now.